Am I muted? No, I am not. Okay, so here we go. We are out with some new earnings coming through right now. We have Intuit out, making a move to the upside here. Oh God, we have this little, I hate this chart thing here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's just find out what is happening with Intuit. There it is, dancing around a little bit. The numbers are now out. Thank you so much for joining me one more time here as we're gonna go over everything that's moving here in the aftermarket. We do have a little bit of a scan set up here from Trade Ideas. So anything that moves should show up here. It's just getting ready to go to the downside. Anything will show up. These races, they're called. Thank you to Trade Ideas for that one. And then also show sponsored right now by Benzinga. Thank you, Benzinga, for that. As here we go. I'm going to probably knock over, put this over here. My mic. If my mic goes over there, it'd be a problem. All right, put it there. All right, let's see what's happening with Intuit. I heard they're out. I don't see it on here right now, but Intuit has made a move down into 550, back up to 568. We will wait for that. And CrowdStrike, here it is right now. Bob Iger. We talked about this earlier. About him not trying to sell some of his assets. Looks like there's a town hall for Disney today and some of their employees, as we will wait to see what's up with that and Disney and where we go from there. Disney had a little bit of a rough day for sure. Was down 3%? Yeah, down 2.79%. As you can see here on a 5-minute chart, we have the 1 minute. Where's my daily, man? This whole layout is a little bit messed up. Where go right there for the day? That's a 60-minute chart. Let's go over to the daily right now for Disney. Again, welcome back. We're going to go over the sectors in just 1 minute. There's Disney today. Nice moves, but right into here, making it rain to the downside there today. Again, this is a Trade Ideas error. It is not earnings today, but there's the move, just kind of gapping back down. Watch out for the gap fill. The gap fill would be all the way back into here into 85. So we will wait out for Disney to make said move back in DIS. Okay, what a wild day it was for the market. Not really, as the market was kind of chilled out. Let's call a daily chart again on this just to have a quick look. The NASDAQ today, I mean, here's everything here. UNG today down 4.8%. As we can see, these are the, I could maybe switch these up and put change from close here and then the price over here. So, oops, we want that. There we go, percentage-wise. Okay, perfect. So there it is, down $5 today, down 4.8% coming through. That's UNG is at $5 today, down 4%. FXI, the China names, despite getting a great report from PDD, nothing else, guys, nothing else. Watch down here for $25. I do want to thank absolutely Oh, did he? Okay. Okay, so apparently Charlie Munger passed away, poor guy. If we could find out how old he was there, that would be kind of sad. So there it is right now. Poor Warren. Okay, so people are talking about that. We knew that was going to happen at some point. Obviously, their holdings of BRK.B aren't going to do anything on this, right? As Berkshire makes that move, we'll see. This is a daily chart. Here it is for a 1-minute chart. Berkshire's having a great run as of late. You've seen Apple make those moves high. 99 problems, and Charlie Munger, that was fantastic, man. Congratulations on a great life, and thanks for putting a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets. So we'll just go with a little bit of a breaking news there, as it's been confirmed, I guess. Poor Charlie Munger, shout out to the family, and now you'll probably get some more, donations coming through and whatnot. We'll find out where that all goes. But Berkshire today, not a great day, but still pretty good, down 0.51 there today. All right, what made some new moves today? U.S. oil with the move back up to the upside. The United States Oil Fund makes a move there today. And we did have a little bit of news about oil. PCG today did have that nice move up. PCG, is that what it is? Is this Pacific Gas and Electric? Yeah, today for the first time, PGE it is. Sorry, PGE. Today for the first time reinstated their dividend, of course, off those nasty wildfires. No, I think I am right there, PCG. Anyways, there it is, PCG. Reinstated dividend there, so we'll find out if this is going Pacific Gas and Electric Company right there to the upside recently, but downside today, reinstated dividend today, 53 cents per share. All right, IBB was a good one today as well. TAN today, 1.5%, as we wait for this one to get going as well. The TAN ETF, Solar Edge, as rates come back into play a little bit. We kind of like TAN there. Shout out to Michael Noss. I know there's a lot of people been talking about gold. Look what gold's been doing. Huge upside move, man. Maybe we could talk to Brian about this one as well. But again, you know, as a CMT, all we're really going to do here, or all he's probably going to do, is talk about us coming right up back up to this high. We did talk about making moves. This goes all the way back to early 2022. Let's all take a second and take a sip of water. Good job there. Up to 190 right now for gold as everything gold continues to work out. We've seen, which is kind of strange, man. You've seen Bitcoin going to the upside, gold going to the upside, and the market's still holding highs right now, which is pretty incredible to see. The retail ETF with a nice move up. Did I hear someone say today Carvana went a little bit ham today? That only went up 2%, so we'll watch out for Carvana. This has been a really interesting name as well, coming back into $25, $26. A little bit of a dip buy opportunity there on Carvana, reaching the 200 period, now exploding back up to the upside. Let's see what happens here with CVNA as that continues to go. Wow, super interesting thing here. We are going to talk about what's going on with Twitter, but look what happened today, man. It's GME time. Nice move back down to the downside today, 1190. Watch out, man. It's down 90% from its January 2021 high of $75. Now remember, of course, we all watched Dumb Money. We've all watched GME before. Its high was more in the $500, but it's been reverse split. So this is attested to. Nice move to the downside. We will find out more about GME. And if you're trading GME, I just say good luck to you, as you are obviously playing a meme stock. And we could just see right here, GME, although it's well past meme days, man. I mean, if GME has a chance to go, do I still think that there's going to be something on Reddit, Wall Street Bets, swaggy stocks? There are still a lot of traders, and I know Matt was talking to me as well. Shout out to Matt Carnes, another viewer of ours, talking to me in a DM there from on Twitter, on X, saying that there's still a lot of traders holding the bag even from day one. So let's see if that still has a chance to get back up to the upside. Let's just check out Benzinga Pro here to see. So remember we talked about Splunk getting that buyout? There it is right now, Splunk 55 cents, nice little move, SPLNK, we'll see what's going on with that. Workday, here's the Intuit numbers. So Intuit again today, 247 beats 198, that's a nice one. Revenue also beating on Intuit. And let's see what their FY24 is, their forward forecast. EPS seems to be little bit light, 1617 versus 1636, but they give a range again. This is why I don't understand why people forward cast, because if you're going to give such a rough range, why even do it in the first place? But I guess if there's any problems, we appreciate that. So I'm going to say it's probably a guide problem right now for INTU. So let's have a quick look to see what's happening. Intuit, great stock, man, hit it upside. Anybody that's been long that, we hit the 52-week high right now. And as you can see, flat in the aftermarket for Intuit. Good report. Looks a little bit light on the forward guide, but we'll see what's happening there. There's Splunk again. I want to find out the information because I thought Splunk got bought out by, was it CRM or, hold on a second, maybe if I go into profile right here, we'll say something here. Was it Cisco or something? Marketing, the company was founded by, okay. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work. Maybe they got a buyout offer but did not accept. Maybe you guys in the chat can shout that out and tell me what's going on. Yo, what's up? What's up for Dan McIsaac? He wants a banger right there. You got a $7 winner on what stock? Nice move there. Maybe it was Intuit. Crowd, is Crowd out? Let's find out what's going on with CrowdStrike. Again, another name at 52-week highs. Okay, CrowdStrike bouncing around. There it is. CrowdStrike is out right now. So let's go. A little bit of a breaking news issue there. Bang, get that out of here. On CrowdStrike right now, let's find out the numbers right here. CrowdStrike, EPS of 82 cents, beating 74. So we'll eat a banger for that one right now as well. Sales heavier as well, 780. Well, I guess bigger, heavier? Yeah, I don't know. Heavier would think the stock would be come down, but I mean better. Right there, 786 versus 777. So nice move. Oh, Splunk increases annual recurring revenue 15%. The market likes that recurring revenue, so that's a good one. All right, CrowdStrike right now doing absolutely nothing. I think that's what you're talking about, Dan McIsaac. A nice move down there to 2 bills. And hey, look, if you're trading CrowdStrike, why not do that off of 2 bills, man? Let's have a quick look. Whoopsies, what have I done? All right, CrowdStrike right there, nice move. Let's see if we can zoom back a little bit. There's your 200 marker. So again, falling back into those levels, now making that move back up for CRWD. Looks like it's going to be a decent reporting day for these stocks as CrowdStrike's down a little bit, into it down a little bit, Splunk upside as we continue to go. Anything else? We had Workday come out with something. I don't know if people are still holding this, but again, a nice move up for Workday. Closing the Workday today in and around 237, now printing 245s. Nice move up for W Day. Okay, so that's a little bit of a talk there about a couple earnings plays. The Qs today relatively flat. Let's see what happens. Again, the NASDAQ up here. We've already busted through July highs. We've talked about that. Now we almost have coming into play nearing all-time highs. I think we're 4 percentage points away or so. Looks like we did make those in November. It was basic. This is kind of cool. I like that look, Ramin, right now. But okay, so just to come into play there, 4 bills. So I think we're percentage points away from this all-time highs in the Qs. And what's going to slow it down? I mean, we have Copilot really rocking right now. Look at Microsoft. And again, 2 weeks ago on this very show, not even 2 weeks ago, we talked about this 360 level being defended back there. Huge move up to 380. Microsoft continues to still be the king of the castle as far as I'm concerned. Everybody wants to talk about Microsoft. They want to talk about Copilot. They want to talk about OpenAI, ChatGPT, AI, and things like that. Well, let's just be perfectly honest. There's not that many companies right now that are actually monetizing AI. I didn't listen to the podcast. I know there was some talk there. I listened to the first part about AI. We just had a podcast with Neil and Brendan go through. Let us know how you liked it. Nice move back up there to the upside for AI products. I think Adobe, if you come check out Adobe, they have some AI products built into their suite right now, and you're seeing them looking to take out all-time highs. Microsoft, Adobe right now, some of the only companies that are actually having some monetary flow through from AI. We all, of course, know that investment that Microsoft made, they've gained $1 trillion in market cap over this year-to-date move. And again, a lot of that has to do with their $10 billion investment into OpenAI. All right, so a quick little look at CrowdStrike quickly to see where we go as we are getting Brian locked and loaded to come through right now. 210 for CrowdStrike. So again, a nice bottom there. If Brian comes on here today, I love Brian. If he comes on here today and nails and tells me something about CrowdStrike 200, I'm walking out of here. I'm not, but great move down there. Look where it hit, 200. And the reason why we talk about that was there was a great hit piece last week when we had Brian on the show, and he absolutely nailed NVIDIA. He went down. I'm going to ask him about this again. I believe it was down to that bottom of about 400. He gave us that wick, and it's not going to, you're going to see it right there. A couple days ago, these wicks down. This is a 1 minute chart. Sorry, we need it on the daily. Let me just call this up here. 470. Oh, we probably don't have aftermarket prints. No, we don't. But it came down to 470 there before ripping back to 5 and change on their earnings report. So that was a good release for sure for NVIDIA. The thing about NVIDIA here as we go, is this a new look or we're doing this look on purpose or? Okay, I like it then. All right, I just want to make sure. I like it. Hey, any new look I like, man. I like that one of the whole office at the end of the day. So a big shout out again to Ramin and Fabian. The thing I love about these, I was going to say guys, but then individuals, is that they're always smiling. And honestly, hand to God, like they're really amazing, great workers and always smiling. So happy faces unite on that one. The NVIDIA, I just want to go over this. Forward Forward PE, NVIDIA is actually even at these levels, and I don't have the forward PE on here, but it's only 23. It's actually cheaper than Microsoft, Google, many of the Mag 7. So even though you see NVIDIA up 230% year to date, it still is relatively cheap compared to some of those other names. So let's just watch out what's going on, man, for this name. Okay. Those that are always smiling, tell me when we're ready for Mr. Shannon, who's, again, always smiling. I mean, I love the guests that we have on here. It's Brian Shannon. It's CMT time and it's Trader Talk. Let's go over and see what Brian's up to. Brian, if you tell me something about CrowdStrike at 200, I'm out of here. What did CrowdStrike look, in your opinion? First of all, welcome.
Thank you. I had to smile, too.
How was the Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good. It was quiet. We had some people with COVID in the family, so it was kind of just quiet, myself and my wife.
How's the recovery going? Hopefully good?
Yeah. No, not for us. We're good. They're doing fine now.
Perfect. Oh, before we get into real business here, because we're going to always have a little bit of fun, are you a turkey or a ham guy?
I had a rack of lamb.
Lamb? Okay, so I'll slap a fail. Where's my fail button? A fail on the question. All right. Please say one of the following. Are you more of a pumpkin pie guy or an apple pie guy?
Man, chocolate ice cream. Sorry, Sean. The questions just aren't landing here. I'm not the pie guy.
All right, I'm back. Okay. All right. Well, then back on to stocks as we go. I like chocolate ice cream as well. My kids love ice cream. A la mode. How about that? You put a little ice cream.
Sure.
Okay,
perfect.
Let's go. Okay, Brian, anything on CrowdStrike? And I know maybe your charts, hopefully they're set up for this. What were you seeing? If you come over to my screen real quickly, I just want to give the viewers an update. We're at 209 and 210 right now on CrowdStrike. I always get nervous, Brian, about stocks heading into their report when they're at all-time and 52-week highs, sort of like how CrowdStrike is right now. Was there anything on the chart that might have indicated anything here for Crowd?
Yeah, two things, the 20-day moving average and the anchored VWAP from the same place we anchored the NVIDIA last week. So this move that we've seen since basically November 1st in these markets marked an important low for a lot of stocks. So coming into this, actually, I teased it on Twitter and said, let's see if Sean knows where I anchored from, because it's the same spot that we did with NVIDIA, that this level right here, 198, that was the level that I was going to say, here's what I would be looking for if we get a strong reactive pullback. It didn't quite make it down there, and it's hanging in here at that 210 level. I still think that it's possible we'll get a test of the NVIDIA. Probably comes down towards that level here. Again, that's the same thing. It's the 20-day moving average and the anchor off of that November low. So it's a common anchor point for all of these stocks and the markets. And real quick, this is where we are with the semiconductors. The semiconductors broke that high, all-time high. We're testing it now, and we're below the declining 5-day moving average with lower highs and lower lows. So I'm a little bit cautious to semis right now. And if they spill over to the broader market and drag the NASDAQ down, then I think that maybe this market's going to pull back a little bit. But it's been so strong, I wouldn't be surprised if the semis instead do this and then continue to ramp higher. So those are some of the things I'm looking at, Sean. And that, if they did get real bad, then the anchor from that low would be a place near 155. I think that's unlikely, though.
A little bit about those semis. I know that you and I, semiconductor, of course, and we talked about the transport sort of being the old school leading the market. I really do think that if the SMH loses some of those levels, I was looking at 140, and that's exactly where we bounced off of back in early November again, exactly where that AVWAP is. And I just got to say, that's a big one, man. Get the bang out for you. $2 away on CrowdStrike. I'll give you 198, that 200 bottom. Let's see if that does come in. All right, sometimes great minds think alike, Brian, so I'm not really sure why you're thinking like me too much.
I was going to say that couldn't be either of us.
Which could have, oh yeah, that's right. I guess that's true. All right, let me just come back over. The reason why I talk about this is look at this Affirm trade today. I said, let's take the long if we break above 30.50. I really like the pre-market trade here today. Affirm comes through, and I'm gonna show you how brutally I traded this. I'm okay with it because, hey, it is what it is, and Trader TV is all about being honest. I'm not just gonna post up trades that, again, are only winning trades or anything like this. I lost on this trade. Look at me going long here, and I want to talk about something. This is at 30.40. The sticky note level that I wrote down, of course, was 30.50. Has this ever happened to you, Brian, where you're thinking a level, but because you don't want to miss it, you maybe get in a little bit too early? Look what happens when I punch this level. I punched a long, and then it immediately falls back in, and I take basically a 30-cent hit. Then it drops all the way down into 29 before basing out, and this is where my bread is buttered. Wait for some support, and I know this is how you sort of trade VWAP. Don't necessarily trade off of VWAP. Make sure that there's some actionable levels there around VWAP. Get that support. This is not a VWAP trade here for Affirm. It's just it based out, and I did not follow my rules. But if I did follow it, this is 30.50 right here. So we take the long, it dips a little bit, then we rip up $3. So we definitely captured that because there's my final out once we broke below the 50-period moving average. But what got you all excited? I saw you tweeting about Affirm as well. Tell the traders here and our viewers why maybe you like this trade.
Sure. So on Affirm, I had put this on Twitter a couple days ago, right before, at $26.10, right here. And I had purchased it as a swing trade. I was looking for it to break above the anchored VWAP from that all-time high. And I'm sorry, from the IPO, which is over here. And anyways, we're running past that now. Today, so that was perfect. I've only got 1/3 left. But today was a perfect example, Sean, of how I like to look at these for the day trade. So I had 1/3 coming into it today, and this is today right here. So this marks the beginning of the day. And you can see today's volume weighted average price. This is what I call chase the gap or wait for VWAP. It gaps up. I don't want to chase it like you were talking about. Instead, I want to see it get back above the daily volume weighted average price. And it had then tested the VWAP from the day before Thanksgiving and yesterday. So it was above both of those. The buyers regained control here. So I added at that point with my stop on that purchase right here, and just a beautiful move. So I'm still holding 1/3 of my original position after, I came in with 1/3, I traded another third basically, and have 1/3 left. If that math makes sense. It does to me.
Those pivot points there, is that something that you use? Because well, obviously you do, as you call it up there.
Yeah.
Is that where you, that was my next question. You sort of answered it by that 1/3 answer, but is that what you do? Is you sort of wait for the, the R1 and then R2? Do you ever go higher than that? Do you look at pivot points possibly as your first out? But that's a great draw again there. I'm learning more and more, and I've used your line all the time. So I say, when there's a gap, wait for VWAP. So
yeah,
you just
perfect. And that was the best example there today. I mean, with a stock you were trading. So Sean, yeah, I use the pivots. These are, what people call the floor trader pivots, is I'm sure you know.
Yep.
But for people who aren't aware, just type that into Google, floor trader pivots. What I do is those become on my day trade purchases. That's where, or even my swing trades, the very first day. So the first day that I bought Affirm at 26.10, I took a third off at 26.50. That was daily R2 for that day.
Okay.
That often halts the stock perfectly. Now, it didn't do it in this one, but it often halts it perfectly because there's programs there. So I take a third off to reduce risk. I took this third, my add-on purchase off up there today, and have that 1/3 left. But it's, those are great for reducing risk areas.
Yeah, I really liked what you said right there, and I think that that's so important about why VWAP is important, is because there are people that are trading houses, there's floor brokers, there's people that want to get to that VWAP, and it makes sense why programs would turn on in and around those levels. So again, with those floor pivots, you're just teaching everybody every day, and I want to thank you so much once again for that. Is that something that you do? like if you know that a firm is going to be in play for you today, right? Will you always set that daily anchored VWAP where you'll start it at the day, wait for a possible move down, and then take that? Is that a daily occurrence for you? And if it is, how many names, and I know obviously if you're anything like some of these other CFTs that we have on here, you chart a million names, but is it specific that you'll maybe only look at 10 names? You know, maybe you start at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever, get your charts all lined up. How many individual names will you look at for intraday day trading like you did here with the firm?
I generally have about, so here's my list right now. So
Okay.
on the left here, you see STX down to SIG.
Okay.
Those are the ones that got stopped out of STX today, have a third left in Dash. And I'm thinking of adding to Dash actually, because I own that one at, what price do I own that at? I always forget, $88 even. And,
Nice.
you know, so those are the ones that I'm keeping a close eye on, like Fubo. Fubo could, you know, this is a good one for your audience to look at if they like the low price names.
Perfect.
If you look at the weekly chart of this one, it's got some room to run. It's had this big, if they didn't scare you out, they'll wore you out. And it has the possibility of making big runs. People like this name for whatever reason. I guess it's got a good story with the gambling and the sports networking or whatever they do. But if this one pulls back a little bit tomorrow and then gets going, it could be in for a bigger move. So I set a lot of alerts, Sean. I probably set about 25 alerts each day just on stocks that I want to be reminded that it might be approaching a key level and I should pay closer attention. But I generally trade, you know, 5, maybe 3 to 6 stocks a day.
Yep. I've definitely narrowed mine in today. I think today I traded about 6 names. So I think we are alike. Just come over to my screen real quick. I want to show you Brian as well. Fubo, good little look out on that one. Who's over there? Ramin or Fabian, just quickly. 18% short float. So I think,
I like that.
Yeah, in our world, that and yours as well, of course, that could make it obviously a negative EPS. So we'll see if Fubo can get going again right there. Hey, you own we kind of joke about this on the show a little bit. Do you own a Roku?
I don't.
Yeah, okay, good. I don't know anybody that does. So there you go.
Me either. What the heck do they do? I've never bought the stock because of that. I just don't understand.
I know. It's the same, okay, that's cool. It's the same thing that we talk about. We're like, why would anybody own a Roku? But the stock is a pretty hot fire Roku name today. Okay, not to put you on the spot, but is there anything maybe on your list that you were looking at that you're thinking could do something tomorrow? Will you add CrowdStrike into it there now that they have earnings? I assume that they may be on your radar now as well, but maybe one idea for some of them to look at for tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so Zscaler, you know, came down right to that anchor. If you look at the overnight, let me just put that on there. Last night, it came right down to the anchor from this low right here. And it was, I posted that on Twitter saying it looks like that area. And that's exactly where it bounced, very similar to NVIDIA. So that's why I was looking at that level for Crowd as well. So that is survived. This RPD has still kind of been a pain in the neck for me. You can see I'm drawing all over it. I still think it has the ability to get up towards that 65 in the next couple of weeks probably. But for tomorrow in particular, I think AI is a good one to keep an eye on. It's starting to tighten up in here a little bit. And then IMGN is a pretty interesting little biotech that could get going nicely. Their revenues have been just out of the park. So it makes me look at that a little bit more seriously. I typically don't like the small biotechs because they're generally companies that lose money and don't have products, but this is one that looks real. So I'd say keep an eye on IMGN, in particular above 1634. And then Frog is another one I've got a close eye on. But that one probably needs to do this tomorrow and then go on maybe Thursday.
Okay, a little bit of gap and go situation there with Frog. Okay, look, I mean, thank you so much for everything. Over 2,100 people watching right now, over 600 likes. Hit those like buttons because we have the author of the year. This is the advanced or anchored VWAP, sorry, maximum trading gains with anchored VWAP. It's Brian Shannon. Thank you so much. They can go find you at Alpha Trends. Thank you for that, man. You hit crowd again. That 198 is pretty darn close in my book. Thank you for some of those trade ideas. And yeah, don't indulge too much, but after that segment, I think you deserve some chocolate ice cream. So thank you so much to Brian, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Ciao, my friend.
Bye, everybody.
That's Brian Shannon one more time. Yeah, guys, hit the like button for Brian. I think that was an absolutely fantastic segment. And that's what we're trying to do on the show. It's great for me to hear that, you know, Brian's swing trading, but also scalping in and out of some of his positions intraday. And I just think that that shows sort of some of the abilities, and we talk about it on the show all the time. You got to have different sort of tools in your toolbox, right? You got to have the ability to not only be able to scalp something out when potentially you get to a pivot point or you get to some of those support and resistance levels that Brian was talking about. That's really what you want to look at when you're trading. And then if you have a name that can run, Brian talked about 26 there on a firm. Hey, if you can get to $33, $34, that could be like a quarter for you. Like a whole quarter could be made on one trade, monthly, whatever your goals are. Sometimes you want to be able to hold something for that home run. That's why I'm so proud to be back and we can start the dollar clubs again. We had a couple of those coming through today. Okay, I know. All right, I did want to talk a little bit about today's tweets before we go. So let's go over to the next topic just really quickly as we are running out of time. I'm just going to go over to my profile here and some of the things that I tweeted out that I thought was pretty interesting. So we already talked about this one, and that was just GME, man. Comes back in, hits its 55-month low right there, almost to the penny that we bounced off of. Sorry, 33-month low. So right there, 1190. Big move up there, big move down, blasted back up to 75. So no surprise today maybe why GameStop starts going. You can go find, there's a bunch of comments on here about that. You can head over there and start to look. Now, I did want to talk about this too. I'll talk about this more on the show. You got to show the big screen if we can there, just real quickly here. So thanks for that. So here we go. The world's, how do I make this bigger? There it is. Maybe if I, yeah. So just some neat things here, man. This is the world's 10 largest companies by market cap. And I just want to figure, just this year alone, NVIDIA and Meta have jumped 11 and 17 places to put NVIDIA now at number 6. So this is just year to date. So obviously, as the year comes to a close, pretty accurate for a year long. But NVIDIA was nowhere to be found a year ago today. Well, it was number 17, but still, nice move upside. Meta, what a year it's been for Meta. If you remember, man, back in November, we didn't even know anything about AI. This is when Microsoft started announcing their investment. And look what Microsoft did this year. Oh, shit. As we see right now, it's a banger. As Microsoft this year adds, a paltry $1 trillion there for Microsoft this year. Saudi Aramco, despite oil being down, they actually lost spot this year, down to 2.15 trillion. Berkshire Hathaway, again, will say rest in peace today to Charlie Munger. Again, congratulations for all the success of the Munger family and everybody that's been going with Berkshire. I think a life to be celebrated probably without getting too political. I know there's some stuff there as well, but again, Berkshire right there, up 2 more spots. And despite holding Coca-Cola and all that kind of stuff, Apple makes this name go upside, as well as a nice day. And then look at Tesla today, cracking the top 10 as well, adding more than doubling. Again, 749, adding 360. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, what a great show, but it would not be over with. Let's get out of there. How do I hit escape? Is that what works? Hit F11 again. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes I can get it figured out. It would not be a show unless we did this. All right, who is here? It's roll call time right now. I have some more interesting tweets. Do you guys like that segment? I mean, I think interesting things that we've tweeted. I think we could do that. I don't know. Right here. Okay, it's roll call. I said this year to my kids. I think it just means what's up. So what's up to you, Dan McCarthy? I think me and you, Dan, might be too old to use this, but hey, cool for that. What up, Dan? What's up to Andrew's here as well? Chris over here. Here's Chris. Anyway, oh yeah, by the way, shout out to my guy Sharif, who just started going roll call on his show. That's okay. It's okay, we're all friends right now. There it is, D-Loaf, 1 trillion. Oh, that's right, I did that 1 trillion thing. That's pretty cool. Shout out to Mike Myers there in Canada as well. Ayo to Juan, ayo to Henry. What's up to D-Loaf right there? What's up to Dan McIsaac? He said it because of me. Shout out to you. Sean gonna do the gritty. Yeah, maybe we'll do the gritty. My kids, my Kids do it on the ice. Go crazy. Let's talk options, says Mr. Love Shack. Soon, my guy, soon. We'll do that. What's up to Lark is here as well. The Sean Don. What's up, Trey Only? I like that name as well. Yeah, gang. What's up to Ryan? Everybody's here, man. Tom Birch, Super SPAC man, the boring man. Everybody is here right now. Get some boring company shares if I could. Shout out to Elon as well. Look, I can't do this show without Ramin and Fabian, so a big shout out to them as well as Adara, who gets me some of those cool tweets as well that I can't find during the show. So I'm going to say a big shout out to everybody that helps make this show go boom. I want to be a big shout out to my family. I had a great 5 days, man, but I'm so glad to be back in the saddle because I feel like this is what we're doing, man. Real traders stay late, and you stayed late with hopefully the realest one around. That's what we're all about. So shout out to everybody that's here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm coming home to barbecue pork chops tonight. Should be a good one. Some pork chops and some mash as we get going there. So I'm coming home. I'm excited. It's going to be a nice night with the family. We start again tomorrow with all of our events, but it's going to be a good one. What's up, Ozan? I just saw you in the chat. Join me every single day, but make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, and hey, for everybody still watching, just drop some nice comments, man, or whatever comments you want in the chat, because I'm going to read them after this as well. So thank you so much. I'm glad to be back with everybody, and I'm not going anywhere until I get kicked out of here, which hopefully won't happen. I'm Sean Katina. Thanks, Fabian, for staying late with me as well, and thank you to everybody out there as well. I'm Sean. We're back tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao.